Well, how's it going there, guys? This is Luke G, and welcome to MTG with Luke G. This is another segment I'm doing this week, starting off called Magic Mondays, and I'll be covering Magic news, highlights, event coverage, new sets, and much, much more. I hope you like this new episode. I'm really excited about it. To start off here, let's go ahead and look at what happened over the weekend, and we had Grand Prix Hiroshima. Now, I will give you my advice in Grand Prix Hiroshima if you ever want to attend this event or whatever. This event is usually one of the hardest ones to win throughout the year. Hiroshima attracts some of the best players. A lot of the Asian cultured players are some of the best players in the world. It's a very hard event to win. Not only that, about 95% of the people there don't even speak English. So you have to have a translator with you at all times if you don't speak English. If you don't speak their language, sorry. And let's go ahead and look at the top couple people here. Winning the tournament was Martin Juza. I believe he spells his name like that. He's from the Czech Republic. He played an interesting deck, and we'll cover that in a second. He won $3,500. And remember, the thing that's great about Grand Prix is they're free to enter. Well, I'll show you exactly what it requires for you to get in. They're not exactly free. They do cost a registration fee, but you don't have to win a tournament to get to this tournament or anything like that. And in second place, we had Takiro Shiraki. I think that's how it's spelled. If you want to correct me and how that's said, I think I might have said that wrong. If I did, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I just trying to pronounce it the way that I know how to. And let's go ahead and take a look at the decks that these two guys played. Alright, your first one here is kind of like your traditional green-white beats deck, and this was by your winner, by Martin, and he played such cards as Oblivion Rain, the Garrick, Birds of Paradise, Blade Splicer, just really ramp it up, get their deck. It's got Mikius, the Lunar guy, the guy that, the white guy for one, and when he comes into play, you can put as many counters as you want on him to make him as big as you want. Then he can make your other creatures bigger. I think that card's there's only a 2 of in this deck, and it makes sense because I think that he's trying to go for just a little bit of if you draw that late game, that's awesome. You can play that and pump up your little creatures because you got stuff like Blade Splicer, where you can get the golems going. The hero of Blade Hold, definitely a 4 of right there. This is a huge card. If you don't know what all these cards are, I'm going to put a link down below, and you can go ahead and go to the Magic website and just browse through all their cards. They have pictures of every card on their website. Birds of Paradise, like I discussed before. Forest, the Gabri Township, uses Ilspeth Teriel. It's pretty decent card, pretty good. I like the Garrick it's got Garrick Relentless here, and then in the sideboard, it looks like he has the Primal Hunter. Now, he doesn't really have a lot of creatures in his deck that are very big. Probably the biggest one that could get big is probably the Mikius here. So I like to play with him putting Garrick in the sideboard, so if he needs that draw advantage, it's always good. And plus, when you're playing against a lot of Wolf Run Ramp, it's not bad to sideboard that card in, because then you can, trade off the legendary rule and they will die, and that's not bad too, because you can get rid of the other opponent's Garrick. And he does play the Garrick Relentless in his main deck. It's an interesting play, but I see where it's coming from, because you want to make a lot of little guys, and then you're going to make them bigger. And I like that play. The deck seems very interesting, and I don't think that this is going to be a deck that everyone's going to see being played exactly like this all the time or anything like that. I just think this is the deck that was kind of a flavor of the weekend type thing, and it just happened to be played right, and he just happened to use the deck the way that it was supposed to be used, and ended up pulling off with a victory. Alright, the next deck here, from what I can figure, is kind of like a white weenie deck. It does use one island, and mostly plains, and mostly white land, but he can create multiples. He uses Geist of St. Draft here, which is just, if you're playing white-blue in any color combination, it's not bad just to play this guy. He's good by himself. He makes people want to block. He makes, it's just a great card. It uses like Elite Vanguard, Fiend Hunter, which is a card that you haven't really been seeing too much of. And what it does, it's kind of like Faceless Butcher. It comes into play, I think it's a 1/3 for 3. Comes into play, remove target creature from the game. Can be your creature, can be his creature, whatever. And then when that creature is dead, you can return it back to play. So it's not too bad. It's kind of like an Oblivion Ring, but it's a creature. So Oblivion Ring's still a better card, but there's mechanics in this, like when you use Venser, which is pretty nice. If you Venser, you're Fiend Hunter, and you can keep bouncing him and keep grabbing bigger threats as they come out to the board. So not bad. He also uses the hero Bladeworth, Blade Hold. It's just a huge card. Sideboard does this Battered Skull, which is kind of an interesting thing there, but also uses Honor of the Pure, Angelic Destiny, other great cards. I like the deck. I could see how it won. It's just one of those decks you don't really see coming. Champion of the Parish is a good card too. I really like that, and the Doom Traveler too. It's just a white weenie deck that has a little bit of beats going and can probably sneak up on you and take you out. Am I saying that you should play either of these two decks that I just showed you off in the next event that you go to? Probably not. They're probably not going to survive for very long. Who knows though? The metagame changes like crazy, and with the 2 new sets coming out pretty soon, who knows what's going to happen. I don't know if I have said before, but Grand Prix are so awesome. They don't require any invitation or anything like that. This is the next one coming up, guys. I urge you to check it out. It's here in America, in North America, and it's Grand Prix San Diego. The info is right there. It's an Innistrad sealed deck and booster draft, which those are huge. They're very popular. People go to those all the time. I personally love to go to those. Too bad I won't be in the San Diego area, or I would go and probably get some coverage for you, but I'm not going to be able to head down there. Finances are a little tight, and I've been trying to talk to some sponsors about endorsements and stuff like that, to maybe if they want some coverage at events, then maybe they can send me there. But we'll see how that goes in the future. Registration is only $40. If you do want to go and you don't want to play and you just want to watch, you can do that too. It starts at Friday, November 11th at noon to 9 p.m. for day 1, and then day 2 will be on Saturday. And that'll cover everything. The top prize is $3,500. Not bad for entering for $40. It's not a bad little tournament. And the next big event, well, not just big, the biggest event of the year is Magic the Gathering Worlds. I love watching Worlds. I love seeing the top players go against each other. One day I would like to go to Worlds. I want to be the first Canadian to ever win Worlds. I don't believe there has ever been a Canadian that won Worlds. I believe there's a couple Americans. Usually it's a lot of Italians and Asian culture people that win Worlds, but it's really awesome. Even if you aren't invited to this, you can go check it out. There's the address right there. They will be doing live casts for the top 8 on November 20th at 1:45 p.m. You can check it out on Wizards website. They have the event coverage placed there, and then I'll probably connect you straight into there. But I'm pretty excited about this, watching the best players square off. I believe the tournament is going to be either standard or modern. I think it's one of those two. I haven't really gone too much in depth with it, but I heard rumors that it was modern. They like to change it around sometimes. If you guys know anything different, let me know down in the bar down there. And I'm really looking forward to this, so check it out, guys, and let me know what your thoughts are on the Worlds when we cover the coverage. I will be covering this in the next couple weeks here when it happens, and I will be putting my thoughts on everything like that. And personally, I would like to see LSV win this one, because he's been, top player of the year pretty much all year. He's someone that definitely deserves it. He has the skill and the ability to do this, and I'd really like to see him pull this out. But you never know. Every dog has its day, and it might just happen at Worlds. And for the very last part here, guys, if you're asking yourself, well, how do I get into Worlds? How do I compete against the top of the top right here? I've written a whole description for you on the left here. The easiest way, in my opinion, well, not really the easiest, because it's not easy to get into Worlds, period. But the first thing you can do is go to your regionals. They're done usually around every May or June every year. It's, entry, it's like $25 to enter. You go against a huge number of people. I believe the top 8 from that will be invited to nationals, and once you are invited to nationals, I believe the top 3 or top 8 of those players will be sent off to worlds, and you're going to be like pretty much representing your country. So, you know, if you go to regionals, say in Canada, then you go to nationals in Canada, and then boom, look, now you're a Canadian going to worlds, and we'll see if you win. That's pretty much the way that I try and get into there. You can also get into there from these multiple ways over here. You got top 8 finish from previous worlds, but that really doesn't apply to a lot of people. Pretty much the current Pro Tour Player of the Year gets automatically invited. That just makes sense. The current world champion, so the guy that won last year, obviously he has to go and defend his crown. Players with Pro Tour Player Club, level 3 or higher, just earning points in the Pro Tour. If you're level 3 or higher in the Pro Tour, you'll make it. The top 25 DCI total ranked players from APAC region in Japan and everything. So if you're top 25 in North America and you don't go to Pro Tours and you don't go to all this, you still can go to, I believe it's top 50 in North America, so that's not bad. Look for that invitation. I believe they just send you an invitation in the mail, so make sure your current address is correct. The invitations would have went out a long time ago though, so if you haven't got one by now, you won't be invited this year. But who knows, guys, you know, just keep at it. And Magic is a very fun game, and I mainly play the game for fun, but I'm a really competitive player too, so hopefully next year I can be giving you some live coverage on me either being there or actually playing in the tournaments. Either way, I think it's going to be awesome, and I'm looking forward to see it this year and next year and the year after that. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Magic Monday edition. My name is Lg, and I'll see you next time.